Team from Iowa, that defense is always what you see is what you get, right? Bend but don't break.
For sure, they've done the same thing for a long time, so they're really, really good at it. And I think that they play hard. They're where they're supposed to be. I think that as a team, they kind of lean on the defense, so it'll be a great challenge for us. But we expect to go play well. We expect to go. We got to match the intensity and go execute what we do. And if we do, we'll give ourselves a chance to move the football.
What worked for this offense, and obviously you seeing the game from a different vantage point as well?
I think for the most part we just played a little more consistently, and that was great to see. We started, not a great start, and then once we kind of started going, it was like I said, pretty consistent football, and I thought it was really the whole team, kind of fed off each other. I thought it was the first time all year kind of we played complementary football with, they get a big fourth down stop, we go score or whatever, like when we got the momentum, we really capitalized on it. So that was fun and great to see. I thought, there towards the end we really ran the ball well, which was encouraging. I thought we did some good things in the run game, hit some explosive plays in the pass game. So, that was like I said, a good team win. It's we need more of it, and more than anything, like I said, I just think we just played at a much more consistent level for an entire game instead of just in spurts. And if we can continue to do that, we'll continue to give ourselves a chance to be successful.
What all went into the decision for you to go back up in the box?
It's just easier to see, and so it's I like being down on the sideline because I can talk to the quarterback, but I like being up top because it's like playing a video game or something up there. It's like watching tape. That's kind of the angle you have, and it's just it's easier to see everything, really. You know what I mean?
Nobody probably had to remind them, but have you or anybody who said, "Hey, Tyrone Trace, you're going back to Iowa this week"? You're at school.
I haven't talked to him about it, but you have, anytime we're in a unit meeting, anytime I talk anything about Iowa, he kind of gets the head nod in, which and I'd forgotten that he had been there, and then when I saw it the first time, when we were just talking about the defense, he was agreeing with a lot of things. I'm like, I forgot. He probably knows his defense better than any of us. So, he's done a great job all season, and I wouldn't expect anything different from him this week. Like I said, he's seen this defense quite a bit. He has played against it, and like I said, he's been a really consistent player for us all year, and I'm sure he'll be excited to get back there and hopefully continue to play at a high level.
I think when people think air raid, they don't think running the football, but that's been a strength the last 2 weeks now. So how has that running game kind of come around and been a big benefit for you?
For sure, it's really helped. Kind of like I talk about a lot, it's just we got some really good football players in the backfield that need touches. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. The beauty of what we can do offensively is we can run anything we need to run to get our playmakers touches, and that's kind of what we tried to do. Obviously, I think the offensive line did a heck of a job the other night. By the end of it, I thought they were really leaning on them, and everybody knew we were going to run it, and we were still getting movement. So that was great to see. So they deserve a lot of credit for it. And then, like I said, I think that we got some good players with the football in their hand. And so continuing to get those guys touches will be important for us, however we can get them. And so that's kind of, like I said, like the beauty of what we do. And I think the beauty of the air raid offense is we can try to get our best playmakers the ball in space, and that's our goal every week. And sometimes that's in the run game, sometimes it's in the pass game, whatever the case may be, but just try to get our best guys touches.
How do you game plan for a guy like Cooper DeJean?
I think that really with anybody, anytime there's a pretty good player. Last week I thought Johnny was a heck of a football player. He did the defensive tackle, you know what I mean? But I think that each week the key is to be honest with your guys, tell them what they are, talk about how they play the game, and then have a lot of respect for them. But you can't go out there and play scared. I thought Coach Leach that's one thing he always said was, and he was talking more about a team in general, but his big saying was respect everyone and fear no one, which I think is how you approach when you're playing really good football players. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, you're honest about who they are as players. Touch on how they play, respect them, but I don't think in the game of football, if you go out there and hesitate in any way, because of anyone, you're not going to have success. And so, like I said, that's kind of the way you approach any defense or any individual player is like, hey, this is who they are, this is how they play. Respect them, but go out there and play our style of football.
So few more wide receivers play this week. Jaden Dixon-Deal got a few more snaps, I noticed. And saw the freshman out there, Tibbs, making a conscious decision just to try to add depth to that unit.
For sure. I think that one, those guys are good football players. They're both newer, you know what I mean? And so they're still learning. And I think they're getting better and better each week. They're getting more and more comfortable in what we're doing. I think the more and more comfortable they get just in the system and knowing their job, the more and more you'll see them. You know, I think it's important to try to keep those guys as fresh as we can. Those two guys also bring a lot of playmaking ability. You know, Tibbs, it seems like every time he's in throughout camp and even in practice, like every time he was out there, good things happen. You know what I mean? He's just a guy that has a lot of confidence, and good things seem to happen when he's around. And so he's a guy that's going, like I said, we need to continue to invest reps in and continue to see more on game day. And same thing with Jaden. He has a unique skill set. He has an elite change of direction. He has some explosiveness. And the more and more reps he gets in what we're doing, the more and more comfortable he gets, and the more you'll see him out there on game day. And those are two guys that we expect to make plays for us, you know, moving forward and hopefully for years to come.
Dion talked about how he can't just be a speedster. He had to be a receiver, and especially if he's going to make it to the next level. How has he grown since he's been here? Just route running and, you know, timing, things like that make him a better all-around football player.
For sure, I think that, and I think he gets better every week, and the more reps he gets at truly being a receiver, the better he's going to get at it. You know what I mean? And so I think just the most important thing with him is he's so fast and so explosive. In the beginning, I think he rushed a lot of things, you know what I mean? And instead of playing with technique or playing with any savviness, it was just as fast as I can go. And sometimes when you go as fast as you can go, you're there before the quarterback wants you to be there, expects you to be, or whatever the case may be. And so I think he's starting to figure out, understanding how to set things up, setting up routes, timings of plays, when he needs to get to where he needs to be. And then so setting things up and then playing with explosiveness when he needs to be explosive. And so I think he continues to get better at that. And I just think the more, like I said, the more reps he gets at it and the more he starts to understand the receiver position, the better and better and more productive you'll see him be. And like I said, he has an elite skill set. And so I just think he'll continue to improve as time goes, and he has a chance to be a really special receiver.
What do you see out of Garrett Miller on Saturday, and what do you expect from him moving forward, kind of getting his legs back under him finally?
Yeah, it was great to see him get in the end zone, and I think that he's getting more and more comfortable and confident in his, you know, coming off of an injury. So I think he's getting more confident just with his body. And I think that the other thing where you're seeing a ton of confidence is he's finally getting reps in the offense. And so, you know, he's only been back for a couple of weeks, really able to get reps. So he missed a ton of time from spring ball camp, even into the early season, where, you know, he's going on air, but he's not seeing the signal in real time and getting tired and having to think. And so, you know, at first when you go out there's some hesitation. I think that you're starting to see the hesitation disappear because of the reps he's getting in practice, and the reps are starting to accumulate for him. And so, kind of like those other guys we were talking about earlier, I just think he's getting more and more comfortable knowing what he's doing, and I think he's gotten more and more comfortable that he's healthy. And when you see that, he just plays at a different speed and plays with a different type of physicality. And so he was great. Like I said, probably one of the cooler moments of the season so far, especially that game, was when getting him back in the end zone and just seeing how excited not only he was, but really, like, if you watch the whole sideline on that play, like the entire team was so excited for him, just because he's been through so much. And so, you know, hopefully his growth continues and he continues to make plays for us, because he's a great athlete and it can really help us.